Down syndrome and sexuality. What is sexuality, and why is it an important topic for folks with Down syndrome? Hi, my name is Andrea Lee. I use she, her pronouns. I am a teacher and comprehensive sexual health educator at the Down Syndrome Resource Foundation in Burnaby, BC, Canada. Sexuality sounds like it's just about sex and sexual activity, but it actually includes a whole lot more. Much like the spokes of a wheel, there are many individual aspects of sexuality that support each other and interconnect to help us become who we are in every way we define ourselves. Here is a snapshot of what sexuality can look like. Sex is typically assigned at birth, based on a baby's physical characteristics, particularly their genitals. They are assigned female or male based on whether they have a vulva or a penis. Some people are assigned intersex based on their bodies having physical characteristics that do not fit typically female or male reproductive or sexual anatomy. Gender can be talked about in two ways: gender identity and gender expression. Gender identity is our sense of whether we are male, female, or non-binary. Non-binary means someone can identify as neither male nor female, both, or gender fluid. When gender identity matches with the sex a person is assigned at birth, typically based on their genitals, that person is cisgender, a cis man or a cis woman. Sometimes gender identity does not match with the sex that was assigned at birth. That person is transgender, a trans man or a trans woman. Gender expression is how a person presents or expresses their gender. It is in their appearance, like the clothes they wear, how they do their hair, and if they choose to wear makeup. It is in their name, their pronouns, and how they want to be addressed by others. It can also be in their behaviors, like what hobbies they have, how they speak, their mannerisms, and many other things. Sexual orientation is emotional, physical, and sexual attraction to other people. Emotional attraction can be who we have a strong desire to spend time with, having romantic feelings for, and a wish to be emotionally dependent and intimate with each other. Physical and sexual attraction can be who we desire to touch, embrace, or be physically intimate with because we think they're very cute, or whatever your choice of descriptive word is. Homosexual means being attracted to the same gender as your own. Heterosexual means being attracted to a different gender than your own. Pansexual and bisexual is being attracted to all genders or not limiting your attraction to someone based on their gender. Asexual is having little or no sexual attraction to others or having little or no interest in physical intimacy or sexual activity. There may still be romantic or emotional attraction if someone is asexual. Relationships are people we connect with, bond with, and interact with in many ways. This can be with our family, our friendships, our dating and romantic partners, acquaintances, teammates, co-workers, and the role that we play in our community. Touch is essential for all people, even all mammals. It feels good and gives us pleasure. It makes people happy. It builds intimacy and social connections. It can even help your health by helping your immune system and lowering stress, among other things. Sexual activities are a type of touch, but all touch is important, from a high five to cuddles. Values and beliefs are what people think are the most important in how they live their lives and what they think to be true. For example, someone might value hard work and believe it will lead to a successful life. Every person has different values and beliefs that have been influenced by their community, family, faith, and culture. Socialization, or societal norms, are learned behaviors and beliefs, usually from a group, community, media and social media, or culture. Sometimes, without even realizing it, people have beliefs that boys should play certain sports or behave a certain way, and girls should have certain characteristics and interests. Some may believe there are jobs that certain genders will be better at. Some are socialized to believe different things about the roles of a family, like what the jobs of a mom, wife, girlfriend, or daughter are, versus the jobs of a dad, husband, boyfriend, or son. This socialization can often turn into stereotypes and often are not true at all. Experiences are everything a person has done, seen, and learned. Our experiences, the good, the bad, and everything in between, help us form our values and beliefs. They can also create complex thoughts, feelings, and questions, especially wondering if something was normal. Self-image, including body image, is what a person sees and thinks about themselves, their appearance, and all of their experiences. When you look at yourself, you might be filled with joy, pride, and confidence. You might also be filled with doubt, questions, and insecurities. All of these aspects and many others make up sexuality. They make up how we identify as a person and how we live our lives. Let's loop back and see how each aspect of sexuality affects folks with Down syndrome. At birth, babies with Down syndrome are assigned a sex like every other baby. As they grow up, folks with Down syndrome end up identifying across the gender spectrum. It can be fun for everyone to play with their appearance and decide how they want to be seen in this world. However, there can be a lot of confusion and fear of your gender identity or gender expression being seen in a negative way. Having wonderful role models like the folks in Drag Syndrome, a drag troupe in which all the members have Down syndrome, can help those who may be gender non-conforming, non-binary, trans, or just want to see some excellent artists with Down syndrome. People with Down syndrome are often assumed to be asexual, when really there are people with Down syndrome who experience all types of attraction. There are many people with Down syndrome who are asexual, just as there are many people in all populations who are asexual. Some may be asexual and have a romantic attraction to others, while others may not. There are many people with Down syndrome who are heterosexual, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and pansexual. Some might be questioning and figuring out who they are attracted to as well. When it comes to relationships, folks with Down syndrome will have diverse relationships and desires to be connected to their community just like everyone else. Friendships and dating may come with the same questions everyone else has. Where do I meet people? How do I know if someone likes me? Am I attractive? Who am I attracted to? How do I know if I am in love? However, the answers to these questions may be more difficult to answer for someone with Down syndrome. Friendships and dating for folks with Down syndrome are types of relationship that honestly deserve entire videos of their own. It is important to remember folks with Down syndrome may need more assistance with communication and finding opportunities for socializations through school, sports, and programs. Depending on your community, finding inclusive programs or any opportunities to meet peers with disabilities and without disabilities can be a trying task. Let DSRF know if you might need help with this. Social nuances of relationships can be more difficult, like the difference between my teacher is my best friend versus my teacher is fun and kind, or I want to date my sister versus I want to date someone as wonderful as my sister. Types of relationships may need to be specifically defined as to who they are with, what kind of activities you can do, and what types of touch are expected. With touch, it is important to teach which kind of touch is expected between which relationships. There seems to be a common belief that people with Down syndrome are more affectionate and touchier, which is something said commonly about many people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The fact is, most people start off as affectionate and touchy. Eventually, most people learn when and what type of touch is appropriate in any given social situation quite naturally and easily, while folks with Down syndrome may need to be explicitly taught these rules. Asking for consent and giving consent should be explicitly taught so that a person with Down syndrome is able to get their touch needs met. It is human nature to want to be touched. Socialization and experiences are linked into what our values and beliefs will be. How are folks with Down syndrome being socialized, and what are their experiences? It will vary greatly. On top of socialized gender norms or family norms, there will be messages about having Down syndrome. If media portrays a leading lady as smart, successful, and motherly, and the community celebrates the man who has it all, great athlete, doting father, and successful career, what does that tell you about who is seen as valuable and worthy? What happens to a person with Down syndrome who may have an intellectual disability, fertility struggles, and part-time or no employment? Will they be socialized to believe they are never able to be successful, or will be socialized to see their value and beauty in their empathy, work ethic, and loving connections with friends and family? If your experiences have been being separated from your peers in school, or if it has been participating in inclusive classes and sports, your beliefs about what you will be capable of and what you bring to the community will be different. The thoughts and feelings that come from experiences can be very complex, and having a trusted friend, mentor, or confidant can help us turn our experiences into our values and beliefs. Many people struggle with self-image and body image. The romantic leads in media are tall, with particular proportions, and beautiful, with a particular type of face. It can be even harder for someone with Down syndrome finding representation of people who look like them portrayed as beautiful, or even at all, in any media or in their communities. Health education about human bodies and Down syndrome can help understand how bodies work, how they change, and how people have many similarities and many differences in our faces and bodies. Having role models with Down syndrome to look up to and celebrate can also bring and build self-confidence. These role models can be found everywhere, in our communities, at our schools, and in the media, if you know where to look. And if you need any, please reach out to me and I will gladly share. Sexuality is vast and complex, and also beautiful and affirming. If you have any questions about talking about sexuality to someone with Down syndrome, please visit our website at dsrf.org for more information, or send me a message at andrea@dsrf.org.